Hello everyone, how are you? I know you all are not doing well because on one side you are eagerly waiting for the RBI Grade B notification or maybe an update that when we can expect the RBI Grade B notification or whether we can expect RBI Grade A notification this year or not. On the other side, you are feeling that anxiety that yes, the notification can be out any day and right now what should be my priority? Whether I should focus on phase 1 or phase 2, because if I do not clear phase 1 then there is no point starting phase 2 examination, and on the other side if I'm investing more than the required time on phase 1, that is also not appropriate because phase 1 is qualifying in nature. Rather, I should score really very well in the phase 2 exam to clear the examination. So in order to solve all these doubts, in order to answer all these questions, I have come up with this particular video where I will be discussing with you how to manage your next few months in a balanced manner, talking about phase 1 as well as phase 2, or I would say let's prepare for phase 1 and phase 2 simultaneously in such a manner that with the help of this strategy you can not only clear the phase 1 examination but also you can score pretty good marks in the phase 2 exam so that you can increase your chances to clear the RBI Grade B examination. So let's get started without any further delay. So guys, first of all, we know that RBI Grade B examination is conducted in 3 phases. Phase 1 is objective in nature and phase 2 is descriptive in nature. Phase 1, it is qualifying in nature. That means you just have to qualify the phase 1 examination, but phase 2 marks are going to be added in order to frame the final merit list. So this shows that undoubtedly phase 2 is a very important aspect of your examination, but if you are not able to clear phase 1, then your entire preparation for phase 2 will go in vain, which makes phase 1 also important regardless of the fact that it is an examination which is qualifying in nature. So you need to manage your time in an appropriate manner so that you can not only qualify phase 1 but you also clear the upcoming examination. How it is possible? It is possible with the help of this particular strategy. I would request you to divide your day in 3 parts. Part 1 is the part of your day where you will be focusing on current affairs. I'm talking about finance current affairs, ESI current affairs, as well as general current affairs. On the other side, we have part 2 where we have quant, reasoning, English, and part 3 includes phase 2, that is ESI, finance and management, as well as English descriptive. Now, what should be the strategy? Whether guys you are a fresher or you are already preparing for this examination, the strategy for current affairs is going to remain the same for everyone. So for finance current affairs, you should cover the current affairs from the month of January, that is Jan 2025 till your examination. Same as the timeline for ESI current affairs, which include reports, indices, government schemes, as well as other government updates. And lastly, if I talk about general current affairs, your target should be at least last 3 months of the current affairs. In case of finance current affairs, you must follow the 3 sessions which are conducted on the same YouTube channel on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, where we cover the financial updates, the banking world updates, we cover the RBI press release, RBI circulars, as well as we cover the important notifications and press release of SEBI as well, which is really very important for you in order to cover the finance current affairs in a holistic manner, which is important not only for phase 1, rather it is important for phase 2 as well. The questions from this particular segment can be asked not only in objective mode, but it can be asked in the descriptive format as well. Now, in terms of ESI, you need to understand the government updates. So for that, you need to follow the government website, and we call it as PIB, and Manish Sir is taking 3 sessions regularly every week, and these sessions are conducted on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. If you are covering these 3 sessions, trust me guys, there's no need to worry about your ESI current affairs, because in this session itself, Sir is discussing in much detail all the important updates related to the government policies, as well as he is coming up, or he is taking up one separate session on government schemes, and he has also started conducting the recorded sessions on reports and indices. So if you are covering Manish Sir's session, that will be more than enough for your ESI current affairs. Again, the timeline is same, January till date, till examination. If I talk about the general current affairs, in case of general current affairs, you need to cover the national as well as international news. You need to cover the MOUs, summits, awards, appointments, defense related news, science and technology related news. Even you need to cover important days, dates, as well as the theme of these important days and whatnot. Remember that if I give you a glimpse of phase 1 examination, then in the phase 1 examination, you can expect around 20 to 25 questions from general current affairs. You can expect 25 to 30 questions from your ESI current affairs, that is PIB current affairs, and you can expect rest of the questions. If I talk about the count, the rest count is going to be 45 to 50 questions, or I would say 35 rather, 35 to 45 questions from your finance current affairs. So this is going to be your target, and in order to clear phase 1 examination, you need to focus on current affairs pretty well, because not only it holds majority in your upcoming examination, that is phase 1, but rather than spending time on quant and reasoning, which is not going to help you in phase 2, you should spend more and more time on your current affairs segment, because it is common for phase 1 as well as phase 2, because finance current affairs as well as PIB current affairs will hold much more importance in the phase 2 examination as well. So I've given you the sources, I've given the timelines which you need to follow till your examination. Second is, so what about phase 1? If I talk about phase 1, it includes quant, reasoning and English. If you have covered your quant, reasoning and English syllabus, then I would request you, you must practice as much as you can. You can practice through sectional test. You can practice the previous year question papers, but whatever practice you are doing for the quant reasoning section, you must be doing it in a time bounded manner. Time bounded manner means in the examination, 30 questions will be asked for quantitative aptitude and you will be given 25 minutes. For reasoning, 60 questions will be asked and you will be given 45 minutes. For English, 30 questions will be asked and 25 minutes again. So whenever you practice your quant reasoning English, it should be practiced in the given time bounded manner only. But the question is, so quant and reasoning, it is not going to help you in phase 2. So you need to play really very smart while preparing for quant and reasoning. Then I would suggest you, for quant, prepare only and only 3 topics. One is DI, quadratic equation and number series. The moment I say DI, student comes up with a number of doubts. He said DI तो तब तक होगा नहीं जब तक मुझे पार्टनरशिप ना आता हो. सर DI तो मैं तब तक कवर कर नहीं पाऊंगा जब तक मुझे टाइम एंड वर्क, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस के कॉन्सेप्ट्स नहीं पता. I agree. But while solving the DI based questions which call the importance of other chapter concepts, trust me guys, the concepts related to the other chapters which are required to solve a DI based question, it's pretty basic. So if you are aware of basic ratio and proportion concepts, basic profit and loss concept, basic percentage concept, you can easily use those concepts to solve the DI based questions. Then we have quadratic equation and number series. Out of these 3 topics, from these 3 topics, you can expect more than 50 questions out of 30, which means you can easily score more than 8 marks out of 30 from the quantitative aptitude, and that is more than sufficient, because in the past we have witnessed the maximum cutoff, sectional cutoff for quantitative aptitude was 25% only, which is 7.5 marks. So that is sorted. In case of reasoning, you have 2 options. The first option is you focus on sitting arrangement and puzzle, which will be asked for around 25 to 30 marks out of 60. And if you think that sitting arrangement and puzzle is kind of a gamble, you may not be able to solve these kind of questions in the examination, then you must cover rest of the other topics. If I talk about the rest of the other topics, it includes what all? Sir, it includes syllogism, it includes logical reasoning, it includes direction, it includes blood relation and whatnot. If you ask me, then I would suggest, rather than investing your time on sitting arrangement and puzzle, where you cannot be very sure that you will be able to solve these questions in the examination, then you must follow this segment. That is more than sufficient. Now, in case of English, you need to answer, or you need to have 3 types of skills. One, you should be capable enough to answer the questions based on reading comprehension. You must have decent vocab and you must know the grammar rules, because grammar rules will help you to solve questions like error detection as well as the single fillers and double fillers. Vocab will help you to solve questions like antonym and synonym. It will also help you while solving the questions on single fillers and double fillers. And reading comprehension skills will not only help you to solve the reading comprehension based question, it will also help you to solve the parajumble based questions as well. What should be the target? If you have not yet completed the syllabus, then I would request you, you must complete your entire syllabus by 31st of July 2025, and you should solve the sectional cutoff on weekends. And once you complete your syllabus by 31st July, then you start attempting the full length mock test on alternative days, and this alternative days mock test should be attempted till your examination. But if you have already covered your syllabus, then I would suggest you focus on these topics and practice, but practice should be in a time bounded manner. That is my suggestion for part 2 of your day, that is quant reasoning and English. Last but not the least is your phase 2. In case of phase 2, we have ESI, descriptive English, finance and management. Firstly, if you have completed your conceptual part, then it's fine. But if you're not aware of the basic concepts, you have not read about the basic topics which are mentioned in the syllabus, then I would request you complete your syllabus again by 31st of July. And while covering your syllabus, you should start practicing the descriptive answer writing once 50% of your syllabus is done. So in the initial days when you start descriptive answer writing practice, you should go with static or conceptual questions only. Don't go with the current affair based question in a descriptive format. Don't go for the opinion based, analytical based question from day one itself. So in the starting, you should go with static or conceptual based questions only. But if someone has not yet completed the syllabus, then the timeline is 31st of July. And when you are preparing for the ESI concepts, for example, you are learning what is poverty, you are learning what are types of poverty, you should link yourself with the data as well. What kind of data? So what is the current status of poverty in India? Which report was presented recently in India or on the international level, which has given the picture or which has depicted the picture of Indian poverty structure? Then you should focus on the current economic scenario, because on the current economic scenario, you can expect the descriptive question. For example, right now, in the current scenario, RBI and the distribution of profit earned by RBI is in news. That is important with respect to finance, but it is also important with respect to ESI, because it shows or it throws the importance on government budget, how government manages its budget, what are the non-tax revenues which government generate, how these revenue generated by the government from the PSUs, that is public sector undertaking, push the government, help the government to overcome the budget deficit. So these are the kind of topics which are in news these days, from where a descriptive question can be asked. If you are going through with any report, you must analyze the report as well as indices really very well, because there could be a direct question related to the report as well, as it was asked in the examination 2024. For English descriptive, as I said, reading comprehension, but in a descriptive writing mode will be asked. So if you are reading the newspaper, as we discussed in the past, that if you are reading the newspaper, only the relevant editorials and articles which are relevant to your syllabus on regular basis, and you are writing down their summary, the video which I have conducted in the past, if you are continuing that practice, it is going to help you in English descriptive as well. Along with that, for essay writing and précis writing, newspaper article and summary writing is going to help you. For finance and management, I would say for management, thorough coverage of the syllabuses need to be done, and try to relate all the topics like motivation, leadership with the real life examples. And in case of finance, you must cover those topics which are in news, from which we can expect a static or a conceptual based descriptive question. For example, recently RBI has updated the guidelines related to priority sector lending. So rather than asking about those guidelines directly, RBI may ask you in the examination, write a short note or discuss priority sector lending by scheduled commercial bank. So this should be your observation, that you need to analyze what all topics are there in the financial world which are in news. Those topics which are in news from those topics, a static question or a conceptual based question can also be asked. So you need to be ready for that answer as well. So if you are preparing in this manner, and if you have set 31st July as your timeline to complete phase 1 as well as phase 2 syllabus, then trust me guys, you are working in the right direction, and this will surely increase the probability to clear your upcoming examination. But before I conclude, I have a question for you, and in the comment section, do give me the answer. How many of you have completed the phase 1 syllabus? How many of you have completed the entire phase 2 syllabus? How many of you have completed the syllabus for the both? Do comment in the comment section. And if you are facing issue in any of this phase, do let me know. Just write, I have doubt in phase 1, I have doubt in phase 2. And if you have doubt regarding your current affair preparation, do write in the comment section so that I can come up with a video on your specific doubts as well. Thank you so much. Wish you luck. See you soon in the upcoming sessions to go. Bye-bye. Take care.